What's going on YouTube? This is PhDarien, the guy with no PhD. Depends on who asks, I got it. Thanks for coming back to part 2 of this video. So this is going to be the anti-gunners for black gun owners. Once again, if you are just watching this video and you haven't seen part 1, click here somewhere. I'll go ahead and put it up there. I highly recommend you see that first before you watch this, or watch this, watch that. Doesn't matter. Beep or bop.
Back to Revolt Black News. It's Tanya Christian here, leading a conversation on the gun debate. Now, earlier, Ebony moderated a conversation from the pro-gun perspective. So we're now bringing in the anti-gun side of things. And joining me are the co-hosts of Democracy-ish, Danielle Moody and Torrey. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm anti-gun. I'm pro-gun safety.
I don't even know what that fool's about to say next, but I don't trust him.
Nope.
Do you trust him? Do you trust him before you even hear what he has to say? He just says he's for pro-gun safety, which I am too, but his version of pro-gun safety may be anti-gun. Let's continue.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
I'm anti-gun, so there's that.
Okay, you're anti-gun.
The other side immediately thinks that we want to confiscate all of their guns, and to start the conversation there puts us in the gun safety camp on total defensive. I don't think that citizens should not have guns at all, or at least I'm not willing to say that in public. But I think that the easy access to guns, the prevalence of AR-15s and machine guns, these things are not making anybody safer.
Wrong, dickhead. They're not making anybody in any more unsafe situation either. Once again, these things right now, I command you, go out there and create mass killing.
Nope.
Do it.
Nope.
Oh, see, because the difference between what he's talking about is guns are not unsafe.
Nope.
People are unsafe. I have a gun here, and if I choose to utilize this thing on evil methods, then it is now unsafe. But the gun by itself does absolutely nothing. It's just pressed metal, forged aluminum, some polymer parts, and that's about it. It doesn't do anything that I don't tell it to do or actually physically manipulate it to do. And if you haven't noticed, all of those are the black or the dark versions as opposed to the flat dark earth brown versions.
Right, and the ease with which people can acquire guns. Go to the store, pop down your money and get a gun right away when you can't do many other things in society right away. That doesn't make any sense for society. So, I want to see more gun safety rather than, just say, no guns whatsoever. Even though that would probably be better. Switzerland, Japan.
Okay, so I know this fool was going to freaking switch. He just straight up said, gun safety is better, although having no guns would be better. For who, fool? For who? Wars are fought and won off of people who had superior armament of the day, no matter what it may have been. Bows, arrows, flaming arrows, swords. All of those things really are what make societies are built off of, unfortunately, the idea of war. And I'm not going to say whether America's in a war with Russia, Ukraine, Japan, Switzerland, all these places that he says are great because they don't have fire. I don't care who it is. I'm keeping them so I don't have to go to war with somebody who wants to come into this house. If you haven't known, a couple weeks ago I had somebody break into my car and I wasn't exactly too happy about it. Dude was 18 years old. The other person was probably 16 from what I was getting at. And they would have caught this guy too, right? They would have had a freaking bullet pass, 220 grains heading their way at about 900 feet per second, if you know what I'm talking about. And nobody would have heard it because I had the hush puppy on the end of it. Thankfully for him, I was asleep. I was in a deep sleep. But this guy is already talking about gun owners. And he goes and uses the whole Switzerland, Japan model. Come on.
And New Zealand would say yes.
New Zealand, yeah, Australia. The reality is that if guns, right, were to make us safe, then America would be one of the safest places on the planet, and it is not. It's quite the opposite, right? We are walking around here with AR-15s and magazine clips that can take out 100 people within less than 60 seconds, and we think that.
Where in the hell did she get that information?
This right here has ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second.
Nope.
30 magazine clip in half a second.
I have an AR-15. I didn't stage this because I didn't plan on staging it. Oop. I have a magazine. Now this is a 5.56 specifically, but I have a magazine. Oh, those grain tips, SS-109. This is a 300 blackout, so I cannot combine these two. I could put this in here though. That is a 5.56. But you have an AR-15. People walking around an AR-15. This is the largest, most common magazine most of us have. We do not walk around with 100 rounds of AR-15 clips. A stripper clip is not the same as what this is. This is called a clip in the movies. This is called a clip on some of the rap songs. This is a magazine. And all it does is hold the bullets for feeding and kill hundreds of people in less than 60 seconds. She literally took her talking points from another idiot who has no clue what they're talking about. She should really go out and once again, are we ever going to get this thing worked over? No. Wherever there's skin, there's sin. So some people just want to remain ignorant, and that's fine, but I'm not giving up these shits. I don't care how many laws that she gets passed.
Nope.
Matter of fact, I should hold this for the rest of the video.
It's normal. So the idea that in order to be gun proponents, we need to have these wartime, weapons around in suburban America, urban America, is preposterous to me. And so I'm against guns because I feel like if we had taken action 22 years ago when Columbine happened, right, and the world was stunned, just imagine how many tens of thousands of lives, if not hundreds of thousands of lives, would have been saved over the last 22 years if we did then what New Zealand did after the mosque shooting a couple of years ago.
Danielle, you mentioned Columbine.
Yeah, Columbine. So she's talking about, what is it? I think their names, what is it? Dylan Klebold, Eric Harris, or whatever the hell their names were.
That being 22 years ago, I am curious from both of you guys, was there a specific event that made you take this stance?
I mean, for me, it's been all of them. But honestly, it was Newtown and Parkland, right? When America decided that it was okay that first and second graders could be murdered in their classrooms, and we do nothing but offer thoughts and prayers. I knew then that we had lost the gun debate. And now they need to be some kind of security guard and cop. And we're saying, oh, well, what will make kids safer is allowing teachers to carry guns in schools or providing them with bulletproof backpacks. That's our response to children being mowed down in their classrooms. To me, is absolutely ridiculous.
There are a number of people who are not necessarily going to be at an end. RA conference, but at the same time, they feel as though guns are needed in their home, in their community, simply because police don't necessarily always do their job. Taking that anti-gun approach, what do you feel should replace guns as a use of protection?
We've all seen, if we live in the neighborhoods, we've all seen that the police quite often arrive and make the situation more violent, right? And amplify the tension and drama in a situation, introducing guns into...
Don't call them any more. Saying that police are the problem, they only escalate the situation or cause more division for some areas, that is very true. I can't deny that. But overwhelmingly, police do more help than they ever did harm. I mean, these Minneapolis Police Department officers right here with the high operator's cut gas masks and short sleeve shirts look kind of dumb, but non-lethal force is not the same as lethal force. And yes, when the police show up with pepper spray and tear gas, and yes, they piss off a lot of people, but I can tell you this right now, and I'm not justifying this or saying this should happen, but if those people knew that those cops had the authority to smoke them dead where they stand, they wouldn't be effing off nowhere near as much as they are.
Nope.
But if you thought I wouldn't shoot you dead at the foyer in the house, if you broke in, you also wouldn't do as much either.
Situation. One of the things that the criminologists see is that guns tend to be contagious. That when one gang in an area becomes armed, the other gangs in the area feel that they need to become armed to keep up, right? And the amount of guns needs to rise, like an arms race, like we saw with America and Russia. If more people were able to get jobs rather than being oppressed by the war on drugs, which puts them into the system, which keeps them out of the above ground economy, which makes them say like, oh, well, I have to go into the underground economy to support myself and my family, so that, which ultimately means I need to acquire guns to participate.
What the hell is the underground economy? Drugs? Firearms? Illegally? Just anything illegal underground? Got it. Got it.
The gun use that we're talking about is done by young men who are between 16 and 24. After that, most people are not going to be problematic gun users. We're just asking for trouble. I mean, like, do we really need to be able to carry? We really want people to carry guns in bars? Like, does that?
I do, and I don't drink, but let me say something. 16 to 24-year-old black men have the highest rate for all this stuff. What else did those 16 to 24-year-old black men have in common? No father in the home. I'm not even going to listen to whatever the rest of him or that girl has to say.
Nope.
Because they are upset at a symptom and not the cause or what the real problem, the real root of the problem is. As I stated in the previous video, our problem is not G-U-N, it is S-I-N. What say you? Do you agree? Do you disagree? There are some things that some people may agree with this, and that's fine, whether you subscribed or not. But either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do read the comment section. This is PhDarien, AR-15, gun-toting, black-ass, free American, and I will remain that way. And I'm out. Peace.